Episode 17. The Reveal of the Plan. As Chalice stares daggers into her mother's eyes and her mouth still open. Her mother's quick words. This is not the time, Chalice. We have work to do before the true storm arrives. As quickly as she said this, she passed by into the cave. Everyone looking at the newcomer who just arrived. Leto places both hands on Chalice's shoulder and turns her into the cave. Leto, did you know she was gonna be here? Chalice looking surprised at what just transpired. Chalice, there is a lot you do not know about everything around you, but in time you will know. Your mother is an ally of my father's. And yes, I knew she was coming to meet us here. So did Echo. Now we must plan for the storm, if we are going to survive the travel. As he was talking, he led them into the cave, letting her sit beside Love. Echo nods to the new female arrive. It's good to see you again, Cecilia. How's your lovely town? Cecilia looks with piercing eyes. You know to watch your tongue around me, murderer, but this will not work without you present. But if I had my way, you'd be dead like he is now. Echo puts his hands up to show there are no blades in them. That was a long time ago, Cecilia. I have repented and repaid my debt more times than I would like. I serve Sir Leto now, like my mother did, to the king. Enough. Sir Leto steps in between the two of them. We are here about the past and the future of Mammoth, so let us see to it. These others need to be led into what is going to happen. Everyone but Echo, Cecilia, and Leto have looks of confusion upon their face. Cecilia steps forward. My name is not Cecilia, but I am the mother of Chalice here. My true name is Elk Firesight, the true ruler of Mammoth, and one that needs to write a new history book for the world to know. At the sound of that name, everyone looked at each other. I know it is not something you need to believe now, but in time you will know it is true. My daughter, I love you more than you know. You need to trust in Leto, for he is your half-brother. Both Leto and Chalice looked at Elk and then each other. I told you things will need to be known before the gate is open. Now for the rest of you, your mission is, if you go through the gate, is to find what the history books say is the unknown wizard before he starts his plans and creates the storm that is coming. What do you mean, gate to find the unknown wizard? He is dead a long time ago, the wannabe noble, Jean, pipes up. You so-called elk have been dead also. Now this is a sight for sore eyes, General Tennyson. You should know better. But that is not who you are now, is it? A half smile comes across her face. That was my grandfather's, not me. He turns a little away from her. Truth. You know that I am Elk Firesight, Cecilia Annabella, of the Firesight tribe, that you once sought to destroy so long ago. Did you get bored and lower yourself down to a fake noble, a servant? But why? She's saying this as the cave seemed to move away from them both as heated air rushes around the cave. Fine, Lady Firesight. I am the General Tennyson of the Fardashian army that invaded these lands before the great cataclysm. He stands, his arms growing longer and slimmer, his back cracks as it stretches. I knew if I could attach myself to the royalty, I would find you someday and have my revenge. As one elongated arms races forward toward her throat. Run! Sir Altaf yells, raising up his shield blocking a strike from a tentacle growing from one side of Tennyson's body. Quick strike from Echo digging one of his daggers into the right quadricep leg muscle, sliding under a tentacle growing out from the abdominal, smacking the side of the cave, jelly liquid splashing onto the floor with steam rising from it. That was close, Echo yells, looking for the next strike. Leto whirls his sword in place, creating what looks like a vacuum of air, then thrusting the air and sword, making perches in one of the elongated arms, pinning it to the cave wall. Echo and Altaf, we need to get this thing into the open, out of the cave. Tennyson's convoluting head and jaws. His tongue lashes out towards the princess, however, connecting Love's great sword, shoving it to one side. Chalice, get the princess out of here and to a safe place. I will meet you there after we take care of this traitor. She started growling towards the once human form of Jean. I will show you what I do to traitors. Her scream vibrated every loose rock, stone, sand nearby. Her eyes turned bloody red. Her muscles pulsed with electricity. With that energy, her sword swung, slicing through the reached out tongue, the greenish purple blood spewing along the cave wall, hissing at its impact. Tennyson screamed in pain as he retracted his tongue, staring daggers at Love, now his eyes narrowing on her. With that distraction, Chalice grabs the princess's arm and literally shoves her to get her moving from the shock of what is taking place. The princess stumbles and races out of the cave on all fours, causing her to barrel roll down part of the path, hitting her side on one of the rocks, knocking her breath from her lungs. Chalice tripping over her, trying to avoid falling, also with no luck. She went into a head over heels down the path, slamming into the princess. Both of them lay there dazed from the impact. Tennyson's arm lashes out towards Love, colliding past her defenses and piercing her already hurt shoulder. His hand pierces through into the bone as what looks like a heartbeat bubble of her blood erupts from the wound. Then he withdraws a bit away, then presses forward through the shoulder, past the shoulder blades, out the back, and as the hand penetrates out, it curls into a hook, grappling her. The laughter from him crackles the air around them. Elk yells out, pointing towards Altaf. Free her before the poison takes hold, and there will be no hope. There will be no hope for her if it does. She then looks towards Leto. I only have enough for the gate. I can't help but command. Her eyes say the words, I'm sorry, as she backs away out of the cave entrance. Altaf whirls his sword, getting the momentum, slicing through the arm, protruding through Love's shoulder, sizzling blood steaming off the sword. He then shifts his weight, putting the shield in front of her, butting her towards the entrance. I know it's not your way, but we need to get this thing outside. We are sitting peacocks in here. Commander, taunt this creature outside. Echo sliding beneath Tennyson's legs, slicing his dagger into the hamstring of the left leg, dodging another slice from the abdominal tentacle. I am making a run for it also. Up close, I feel like I am dodging more than striking this thing. Leader cracks his sword into the cave's floor, his eyes narrow. With a flashing of crimson light, whirls his blade through the air, charging Tennyson with a loud scream, almost like what Love did, but this seemed more controlled and focused towards getting the attention of Tennyson. As he charged, Echo skated by, lifting one foot of Leto's into the air. Space around the cave became heavy, and movement for everyone slowed in time except Leto, who emerged at the top of Tennyson's body, ducking one of the rock protruding from the ceiling, making contact with his blade, driving a human-sized hole through the left pectoral muscles. Tennyson screamed, coughing up blood, then screamed some more, whipping all the tentacles and his free arm towards the commander, smacking the cave walls, dust and pebbles scattering everywhere. You you could hear Leto scream over the others. Now attack his back, you three, as two tentacles wrap around his waist and his non-sword arm, while the one good arm pierces Leto's neck, causing blood to skirt out and down his armor. Echo was the first to notice. Then Love and her furious screamed, passing past Altaf, who was still trying to move her out of the cave. Love's voice deeper and darker, raising the great sword, speaking, Hiro malo kin go. As she finishes speaking, her hands pulse with icy cold mist, wrapping at the bottom of the hilt, working its way, enveloping itself around the blade, changing its color to a deep bluish white. Her swing was precise down the spine, then thrusting it through the middle of the spinal cord, severing it in half. As the blade does this, the ice crystals form along each wound. Tennyson's skin color around the wounds glows a crystal blue as Love shoves the blade further into the chest bones, shattering with a crack of steel and bone. Her voice bellows, Fana Hida Girth, and the crystals burst into shards of tiny ice particles, making an explosion inside Tennyson's body. Tennyson stumbles, and every limb, body part goes limp and crumbles to the ground, a mass of jelly, flesh, and bones piled along the floor. Sorlito's body pinned still to the back of the cave wall. Echo, I'm fine. Maybe. Silence. No motion. Shock starts to set in amongst the three that are left in the cave. Till next time on Silver Mammoth Saga. Find out, did Sir Leto survive? What is Chalice's mother actually doing there? Can she be trusted? Till next time.